Okay, so welcome to the next lecture. Today we are going to talk about cell junction. Now, what are the cell junction? See, name itself suggests that junction is that means they are going to attach something. Okay. Now here you can see these two cells in the diagram. You can see that there are two cells. They are attached with each other laterally as well as they attach themselves to the basement membrane, right? So these are called as cell junction or junctional complex. So what do you mean by complex is it is made up of many molecule. Okay, so when the two epithelial cells are attached with each other, they are attached with each other laterally. At the same time, they need to attach themselves to the basement membrane. And I hope you can remember one of the characteristic of epithelial tissue that cells are compactly arranged with each other. When the cells are compactly arranged with each other, they need to attach themselves to the lateral side as well as they attach themselves to the basement membrane. Can you remember? The epithelial tissue is resting on double layered acellular membrane called as a basement membrane. So basically, what are the cell junction? These are the special complexes which are going to bind the two cell laterally as well as these cells are going to attach themselves to the basement membrane. Okay, so there are total 5 junctions are there. These 5 junctions that we are going to study over here. Okay, so the first junction is called as tight junction. You can see the first junction is called as a tight junction. Okay, what is the first junction? It is called as tight junction. Okay, so we are going to talk about tight junction, right? We are going to talk about adhesion junctions or adhesion belt. Then we are going to talk about gap junctions, right? Then we are going to talk about desmosomes, and then we are going to talk about hemidesmosomes. Okay, so these are the 5 cell junctions that we are going to study in detail. So the fourth junction is called as tight junction. The fourth junction is called as tight junction. If you observe that the tight junctions are located somewhere in the apical end. Apical end is toward the upper end, right? So what is the function of the cell junction? They are going to maintain the cell polarity. Okay, they are responsible for the proper arrangement of the cell, proper orientation of the cell. So the very first function, that is they are responsible for maintaining the cell polarity. Okay, and suppose if some molecule get diffused over here, you can see between the cell there are a fine gap is there. Okay, if the some molecule or some protein are diffused over here, so that molecule should not come out, right? So that lateral diffusion of molecule, protein and ions are prevented with the help of tight junction. So what is another function of the tight junction? They are going to prevent lateral diffusion of protein, molecules and ions which are present in between the cells, because these molecule has to say or has to stay between the cells. So that is going to what prevented with the help of tight junction. So what is the first function of the tight junction? It is going to maintain the cell polarity. Okay, second, it is going to responsible for the prevention of leaking of the molecule. Leaking of the molecule, that means if the molecule is present between the cell, so it should not come out of the tissue, it should remain within a tissue. So it is going to prevent the lateral diffusion and diffusion of protein and ions. Okay, you can see the first function: maintain the cell polarity, prevent lateral diffusion of protein and ion. So that is a first junction called as tight junction. Okay, it is also called as TJs. TJ stand for tight. The next junction is called as the adhesion junction. Okay, now these adhesion junction, you can see the second one. So that adhesion junction, if you observe, these are responsible for signaling pathway. So whatever message is there, that message is transferred from one cell to another cell. Okay, with the help of a adhesion belt or adhesion junction. So their main role is in signaling pathway. They are involved in the signaling pathway, and they also going to regulate the transcription. What is transcription? Synthesis of RNA from the DNA is called as transcription. So they are involved in signaling pathway as well as they are involved in, that is, transcriptional regulation, that is regulation of transcription. That is the second part. Can you see this? Okay, so second, they are involved in various cell signaling pathway and transcriptional regulation. That is the second part called as adhesion belt or adhesion junction. It is called as AJs. Capital A, capital J, small s, AJs. Are you getting? Tight junctions are called as TJs. Coming to the next junction, that is called as the desmosomes. Okay, now what is desmosomes? These are going to give the mechanical strength to the epithelial tissue. Okay, they are going to tightly bound to epithelial tissue so that they will remain mechanically connected. Okay, so they are going to tightly bind to epithelial tissues or to adjacent cardiac cells or cardiac muscles as well as meninges. Okay, so what is the main function of the desmosomes? Desmosomes is going to provide the mechanical strength. So with the help of that, two cells can remain tightly attached with each other. Okay, so where they are found? They are going to found in the epithelial tissues, then cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle is located in the heart, right, which is responsible for contraction and relaxation of the heart, and it is also present in meninges. Meninges are the covering which is present on your brain and spinal cord. Are you getting? So that is called as desmosome. I am repeating again. Desmosome is going to provide mechanical strength to the two adjacent cells so that these cells will remain connected with each other. Okay, they are remain connected tightly with each other. Okay, and where they are found? They are found in epithelial tissue, cardiac muscle, and meninges. So that is the third junction. Okay, that is called as desmosomes. Desmosomes are called as capital D, small s. Easy. Are you getting? Coming to the next junction called as gap junction. The gap junction, the name itself suggests that, so these are intercellular connection. So it is going to connect two cell. So whatever molecules are there, these molecule can go from one cell to another cell and vice versa. So there would be exchange of material. There will be exchange of ion, there would be exchange of small molecule. So these are intercellular connection which is going to connect the two cell so that the cell can exchange ions, molecule, as well as chemical message. Gap junctions are the intercellular connection. Gap junctions are intercellular connection which is going to connect two cell so that there would be exchange of various material, exchange of ion, exchange of molecule, as well as chemical message. That is called as gap junction. So what is written? Allow passage of ion and small molecule between the cell as well as exchange of chemical messages between the cells. Are you getting this? So these are called as gap junction. And the last is called as hemidesmosomes. You can see that epithelial cells, they remain attached to the basement membrane. Okay, so they attach to the basement membrane with the help of very strong, what can say, attachment, and that is called as the hemidesmosomes. So what is the main function of the hemidesmosomes? They allow the cells to attach to the basement membrane. Okay, and they also going to maintain the tissue homeostasis. So what is tissue homeostasis? Homeostasis is maintaining the internal environment constant. What is homeostasis? Maintaining the internal environment constant by signaling. So what is the function of the hemidesmosomes? They allow the cells to strongly adhere. Adhere is attach. किसको अटैच करेंगे? To the basement membrane so that they will maintain the tissue homeostasis by signaling. So these all are the 5 types of junctions that is present in case of epithelial tissue. Do you have any doubts? Now, whenever we are going to talk about connective tissue, the name itself that it is going to connect your various parts of your body. Okay, and this tissue is widely distributed in your body. Okay, this tissue is widely distributed in your body. Okay, so connective tissue, it is that is widely distributed tissue in your body. Now, what is the main function? It is going to bind, it is going to support and provide the strength. मतलब क्या करेगा? One, it is going to responsible for binding of various organ. It is going to support and provide the strength to the various body tissue. Are you getting? It is going to provide, that is the various body tissue. Okay, first it is going to bind to the various organ. It is going to support and provide strength to the various body tissue. So you can see that the main, whenever I say the connective tissue, the connective tissue has two main component. It has got cells and matrix. Okay, the matrix where the cells are embedded. Matrix is the part called as intercellular substance. So in between that intercellular substance, or in the intercellular substance, that is called as matrix, where the cells are embedded themselves. Okay, please remember, when I say the connective tissue, that means there are two parts. One is called as extracellular matrix. So you can see in the diagram, this is the extracellular matrix. Can you see this? Okay, so this is the extracellular matrix and the cells which is embedded in it. Okay, the cells which is called as embedded in it. So you can see here it is mentioned interstitial matrix. Interstitial matrix is nothing but the extracellular matrix. Okay, where the cells are embedded inside that matrix. One of the characteristic of this tissue, it is highly vascular. What is meaning of the highly vascular? It is richly provided with blood vessel. Okay, it is richly provided with blood vessel. So what is the main function? It is going to bind, support and provide strength to the other tissue. It is going to protect your vital organ. Are you getting? It acts as a packaging material and it also involved in healing process. So देखो क्या क्या लिखा है. This is the widely spread tissue. I already told that whenever I say the connective tissue, it has got cells and fibers. It is embedded in abundant intercellular substance called as matrix. It is highly vascular except cartilage. Okay, then main function is it is going to bind, support and provide strength to the other tissue. It is going to protect vital or important organs. It acts as a packaging material and it is going to help in healing process. Okay, so that is all about the introduction of connective tissue. Coming to the classification of the connective tissue, if you observe that connective tissue can be classified into three categories. You can see in the flow chart. Okay, so what are the types? The connective tissue can be classified into connective tissue proper. Second is called as supportive connective tissue, and third is called as fluid connective tissue. So the connective tissue can be classified into three categories. One is called as connective tissue proper, second is called as supporting connective tissue, and third is called as fluid connective tissue. This is a classification which is given by the government textbook. In the NCERT textbook, the classification is slightly different. We will see that too later on. Okay. So in case of the connective tissue proper, it is further classified into loose and dense connective tissue. Okay, it is further classified into loose and dense connective tissue. In case of the loose connective tissue, the matrix is semi-solid. The matrix is semi-solid. Okay, remember, in case of loose connective tissue, matrix is called as intercellular substance, right? So it is the semi-solid. In case of the dense connective tissue, here the fibers and the cells are compactly arranged. They are together. Okay. So that is the difference. The loose connective tissue is further classified into two categories: areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue. Dense connective tissue is further classified into two: dense regular tissue, dense irregular tissue. Okay, if you see that dense regular connective tissue is having two subtype, that is tendon and ligament. dense irregular connective tissue, it is further, that is one of the example is dermis of the skin. See, the tendon is going to connect muscle to the bone. So again, it is going to connect two tissues, right? Whereas ligament is going to connect two bone and they are present near the joint. So they are going to prevent the dislocation of the bones. Are you getting? So in case of the dense irregular tissue, that is a dermis. So dermis is located below your epidermis. So in your skin, there are two layers. The upper layer is called as epidermis. Epidermis is made up of stratified epithelial cells, and below that epidermis there is the layer of the skin called as dermis. Okay, so it is made up of dense irregular tissue. Coming to the supportive connective tissue, bone and cartilage. Okay, so we have the bone as well as cartilage in our body, so that is an example of supporting connective tissue. And we have the fluid connective tissue, that is called as blood. So that is a classification as per your government textbook. But if we are going to follow the NCERT for the NEET, so the classification is slightly different. So what is the classification? You can see as per the NCERT. First, it is the loose connective tissue, further divided into areolar and adipose tissue. Then there is dense connective tissue, further classified into dense regular and irregular connective tissue. Then there is specialized connective tissue, which further classified into cartilage and bone. So these are the classification as per the NCERT textbook. Okay, understood? The introduction of connective tissue and classification of the connective tissue is clear to you? Yes or no? Hmm? So I think